One-on-one with Dr. Bob, I've got a true Florida running legend with me, Mr. Keith Brantly. A little bit of history between us. We both ran in the state meet in DeLand up at the airport back in 1979. Keith ended up winning that race, and which was a great event for you because you went out so darn fast in that race. He was up against Bays McGee and had a chance to just run a heck of a race. And then he just continued to take it on from there and has had a great running career. And glad to see you're still involved with running, so thanks for talking with us today. We're out in San Diego at the Hotel Del. Keith is going to be one of the panelists tonight for the alumni function that they're going to have. They'll be able to get a couple of running pros and some old heads like Keith, be able to talk to some of the athletes about the Footlocker experience. It was 31 years ago, Keith, that you were here for the very first time. This event has come a long way.
It has. It really has. And, you know, I think it certainly is the de facto national championship for high school.
What was it like when you first came out here? Because there wasn't anything, you know, that you could really base it on. Now people that come out, they get a chance to see it on the internet, they read about it, they kind of have a little bit of a flavor. When you came out, it was probably cold turkey.
It was, and it actually was, I had really no idea what this event was, because after the state meet, that was it. You basically packed your bags and you were getting ready for track season. Then my coach brought up the fact that they were having a regional cross-country championship for this big national championship, and that, you know, I should consider doing it. Well, I had peaked for the state meet, and I was pretty much tired. But you know, we went up to Atlanta where the course was, the regional championships was, and I ended up finishing second there, and ended up coming to the national championship. So yeah, you're right. I mean, it was just an afterthought back then. Now it's the goal.
Yeah. Well, it's really good to see 6 Floridians make it out to Footlocker Nationals, most we've ever had.
Absolutely.
And you've had a chance to be advising Colin Barker, who finished 8th in the South Regional.
Right.
And Colin, you know, had a little bit of an up and down season.
Mm-hmm.
He was ill, but he's bounced back nicely. You're pretty happy with the way his training is going right now, and is he going to be ready for this Footlocker National race tomorrow, you think?
Yeah, I think he is going to be very ready. He's just got a great attitude, extremely talented runner, just like everybody else out here. He's got a little something in his mind and in his head that I think is different than a lot of athletes that I've worked with in the past, in that he's very mature beyond his years. He's a smart racer, and I think that's going to help him overcome a little bit of maybe the lack of depth that he lost over the season. So, but tremendously talented, committed athlete.
We're really hoping that not only Colin, but all the Florida athletes have a great day tomorrow. And you know, maybe you can touch upon this a little bit. Footlocker Nationals really is kind of the culmination for a lot of folks to get here. Hopefully you come out and you have a good race. But if you don't have a good race, it's obviously not the end of the world.
Right.
A lot of these folks are going to go on and have great college careers and maybe even a little bit further. Is that something that you try to pass on to some of these runners?
Well, it is for me, Bob, and I think the most important thing is that I use my own example. I finished second at the regional championships, and they had me ranked, you know, in the top 5. I think the South was actually one of the stronger teams at that time. Well, I just had a horrible day. It was one of the worst days of my life, and you know, I think that you know, when you look back at all the athletes that ran that year, fast forward, you know, 16 years. I actually competed in the Olympics, and there was no other runner from that year that competed in the Olympic Games. So I think it's important, one, to understand that one race, no matter how well you run, is going to make your career, or it's not going to destroy your career either. So I think it's important just to stay focused and look at it over a long-term period. But you know, certainly this is a great event for everybody.
Well, we're really hoping all the Floridians do good, and all the athletes hopefully will have a great day tomorrow. I'd like to thank you for talking with us.
Thank you very much.
Good seeing you after all this time again.
Good seeing you.
Mr. Keith Brantly.
Thank you.